Hi, my name is Princess Amina. I'm sure you know who I am by now. I've got loads of emails asking me if my childhood was like that of video obsessed, Mariah Carey's video obsessed. The answer to that is no, it wasn't. My mother was forced to do things against her will, and it was just terrible. It just wasn't her fault. Or our fault, or my father's fault with the things that happened. My mother was murdered when I was about 20 by the people who kidnapped me when I was 2 years old. My father was murdered when I was about 11. The people who murdered my parents follow me everywhere. And if you've had a look at my other email that I've done, you will see that it's very difficult to get anything done. Even to get this webcam done to you has taken me like months. It's just very, very hard. They watch everything I do to make sure that I'm not saying anything to give them away. Yes, I lived with a mafia family who were very dangerous, who still are very dangerous. And, it's just very hard to get anything done. If anybody has had the childhood like Obsessed has had, or the character who plays the Obsessed, Precious, the character who plays Precious in the Obsessed video, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry. It's really sad that someone should go through all that. Very, very sad indeed. And if you've gone through that, I hope you've recovered well. Because you have to recover at the end of the day. Yes, I was expecting a child at the age of 16. Human Rights are dealing with this as attempted murder. It's only just recently that I've reported it to them. I was drugged at the time, I was given alcohol, and I was forced to have a child. And yes, I was imprisoned. So it is, Human Rights are looking at attempted murder from the people who looked after me. Although at the time I said something and complained, I was told that I had psychiatric problems by the criminals who were actually looking after me. You know my email address. It's Princess Amina Salvador. So PRINCESS Amina AMINA Salvador SALVADOR @ymail.com, and you can send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. If you know of any organisations that can help at all, the more I can speak to, the better. So if you know anybody, any other human rights organisations, that would be great. Definitely at the age of 16, I almost died. Through being forced to have this child. The child was murdered eventually, and I was just left to die, really. I don't know how I've survived so long. Well, actually I do, and I think my mother had a very important role to play in my survival then. And even when I was growing up with these people who kidnapped me, my mother had a very important role to play then as well. I was lucky that I survived at all. Had it not been for her, had she turned her back, I don't think I would have lived to 5 years old. With all the torture that I went through with the people that kidnapped me. My mother was the kind of person who would lay her life on the line for her children, and I was really lucky. I, got loved by a very serious and important woman in my life, and my son was brought up with a tremendous amount of love as well, and that stems from her, from the love that she gave me. And she had a brilliant upbringing. She was brought up with her mum and dad, her grandma, her great-grandma, and all her extended family and her brothers and her sisters. She didn't experience not even a fraction of what I experienced at all. I think these people just came along and thought, oh great, an African girl, yeah, we can do whatever we want, and then blow it up in the media and get away with it all. But she was a well-to-do woman, and so was my father. And I'm also speaking to human rights as well, because I was forced to grow up believing, brainwashed, that my father was an alcoholic, and in fact he wasn't. And for anybody who knew me at school or whatever, you knew I always spoke about my parents. I loved my parents terribly. Yeah, and my son's doing great today. He's at university, and he doesn't, hasn't got any mental problems or any behavioural problems, or he doesn't drink or smoke or anything like that. He's got an extremely healthy life. So I think, being kidnapped so young, at the age of 2, these people come along and they try and find you and try and assume that you've got psychological problems or behavioural problems or whatever, which actually are just not true. And you get bombarded with a whole load of stuff because these people believe that you should be impaired in society, and when in fact all you want to do is just get on with your life. I am writing a book at the moment. I'm writing 2, and hopefully for you who are interested, there's quite a few of you, you can read the book and see. Yeah. But this case will go to Human Rights Court, and it will be dealt with there. Yeah. Okay, so please contact me at Princess Amina Salvador at ymail.com. Thank you.